DWTS Sasha Farber shuts Jenn Tran down. She calls him rude. Dancing with the Stars pro dancer Sasha Farber and Bachelorette Jenn Tran continue to spark romance rumors. The two have been coy about where they stand. They also continue to be flirty and cute on their social media posts together. Now, Jenn posted a new TikTok in which she is talking about something that reminded her of one of her exes. Sasha proceeded to shut her down. What exactly happened? Keep reading to find out more. Sasha Farber shut Jenn Tran down. Bachelorette Jenn Tran has been through a lot over the past year. While she was the Bachelorette, she dated many men, and one of them flooded her memories this weekend. Jenn made a TikTok in which she mentioned that she and Sasha made a trip to Sephora. Sasha was on the cologne aisle and she was doing her own thing on the perfume aisle. When they got home, they were dancing in the living room and she noticed a scent coming from him. She suddenly recalled that it was the same cologne that Sam M wore during her season. Jenn said, "Isn't that crazy how a cologne or a smell can just bring you back to a certain period of time? Because I was like, that smells really familiar. Who do I know?" And then it was just flashback after flashback. I was like, whoa, it felt like I was being teleported into a whole different world. It was so crazy. Jenn continued on and Sasha Farber jumped in and said, "Babe, are you still going?" She said back to him, "That's not very nice." He answered back in the background and said, "The dogs need to get walked." She joked she was off the clock and asked if she was going to get paid overtime. The confusing posts continue. Both Sasha Farber and Jenn Tran have continued to spark speculation about the status of their relationship. They have both called each other babe in different videos. Plus, they will not really deny they are a couple, they just avoid answering the question. Alfonso Ribeiro's wife, Angela, posted a video on Thanksgiving in which she referred to Jenn and Sasha as the cutest couple. Fans continue to be confused about whether or not these two are an item or not. What do you think? The ballroom glittered under dazzling lights as the Dancing with the Stars rehearsal reached its climax. The smell of hairspray and faint echoes of waltz music filled the air. Sasha Farber, one of the show's most seasoned pros, was busy perfecting a complicated lift with his celebrity partner. Little did anyone know, the drama brewing off the dance floor would soon take center stage. Jenn Tran, a TikTok influencer and up-and-coming guest star invited to DWTS for a promotional segment, was practicing in a corner. She wasn't a celebrity contestant but was slated to join a special routine featuring several social media stars. Jenn was known for her bubbly personality online, but her presence in the rehearsal studio was starting to rub Sasha the wrong way. "Okay, Sasha," Jenn chirped as she sashayed over during a break. "I've been watching you since forever. Can you help me with this step?" Sasha looked up from his clipboard where he was sketching out the final movements of the dance. Beads of sweat dotted his brow, evidence of the grueling pace of DWTS rehearsals. His lips tightened slightly as he regarded Jenn's eager expression. "I'm a little busy right now," he replied curtly, nodding toward his partner who was stretching nearby. "But it'll just take a second." Jenn insisted, her voice dripping with unrelenting cheerfulness. She began mimicking a cha-cha step she'd seen Sasha do earlier, but her movements were sloppy, almost parody-like. Sasha sighed. His patience, already thin from hours of rehearsals, snapped like a taut rubber band. "Jenn," he said, his tone sharper now, "this isn't TikTok. This is professional dancing. If you're not going to take it seriously, don't waste my time." Jenn froze. Her smile faltered, and the room went silent except for the faint hum of the air conditioning. The other dancers exchanged uneasy glances. No one dared intervene as Sasha returned to his notes, leaving Jenn standing awkwardly in the middle of the studio. The tension was palpable. Jenn's face turned crimson, a mix of embarrassment and fury. She turned on her heel and stomped toward the water cooler, muttering under her breath. "That was so rude," she hissed to a fellow influencer who had witnessed the exchange. "He's under a lot of pressure," the other influencer said diplomatically, trying to defuse the situation. "It's not personal." "Oh, it's personal," Jenn snapped, her voice rising. "He thinks he's too good to help a beginner. That's not the Sasha Farber I've seen on TV." Meanwhile, Sasha tried to focus on the rehearsal, but the confrontation had clearly rattled him. His partner leaned in, whispering, "Maybe you were a bit harsh." "Harsh?" Sasha whispered back, incredulous. "We're 3 days away from the live show, and she's treating this like a playground. I don't have time for amateur hour. As the day wore on, the incident became the talk of the studio. Jenn, unable to let the matter drop, took to Instagram Live during her lunch break. "Guys," she began, her eyes wide with indignation, "you'll never believe what just happened. Sasha Farber, yes, the Sasha Farber, totally shut me down in front of everyone. I asked for a little help, and he basically told me I wasn't worth his time." Her followers flooded the chat with messages of support, some expressing outrage at Sasha, others urging Jenn to shake it off. "You're amazing, Jenn," one comment read. "Don't let some ballroom snob bring you down." But not all the comments were sympathetic. "Maybe stick to TikTok dances," another suggested. "Pro ballroom is a different world." By the time rehearsals wrapped for the day, Sasha was bombarded with questions from producers and fellow dancers about Jenn's live stream. He groaned, running a hand through his hair. The last thing he needed was a social media scandal. "I'll talk to her," he said begrudgingly. Jenn, however, wasn't in the mood for apologies. When Sasha approached her in the hallway, she crossed her arms defiantly. "Look," Sasha began, his tone measured, "I didn't mean to come off as rude earlier. I'm just under a lot of pressure." "Save it," Jenn interrupted. "I get it. You're the big star and I'm just some TikToker, right? But you didn't have to humiliate me." Sasha sighed. "That wasn't my intention. But you have to understand, this isn't easy for any of us. If you want to be part of this world, you need to respect the process." Jenn rolled her eyes. "Respect works both ways, Sasha. Maybe next time, try being a little kinder." Their conversation ended in a frosty stalemate, but the fallout was far from over. By the next morning, the hashtags #RudeSasha and #TeamJenn were trending on Twitter. Fans were divided, with some defending Sasha's no-nonsense approach and others rallying behind Jenn as a victim of elitism. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Sasha addressed the controversy. "I think there was a misunderstanding," he said, choosing his words carefully. "I have immense respect for anyone willing to step onto that dance floor. But this is a professional environment, and I expect a certain level of commitment." Jenn, not one to back down, fired back with her own statement on TikTok. "I'm all for hard work and professionalism," she said, "but there's no excuse for being dismissive or condescending. Everyone starts somewhere." As the live show approached, producers scrambled to control the narrative. A carefully orchestrated photo op of Sasha and Jenn smiling together was released, but the smiles looked strained. On performance night, the drama seemed to take a backseat as the stars shone under the spotlight. Jenn delivered a respectable performance in the group routine, earning polite applause. Sasha and his partner, meanwhile, brought the house down with their fiery paso doble, reminding everyone why he was a fan favorite. Backstage, as the applause faded, Jenn and Sasha crossed paths one last time. "Good job out there," Sasha said, offering a hand. Jenn hesitated before shaking it. "You too," she replied. It wasn't exactly a heartfelt reconciliation, but it was enough to appease the cameras lurking nearby. For fans, the saga of Sasha Farber and Jenn Tran was a reminder that even in the glamorous world of Dancing with the Stars, the real drama often happens off the dance floor.